This is Malaya. Let me be your guide now.
So Martin, please share a little bit more about your background, how you became who are you today, how you're supporting your clients, and what is your story?
Oh, I love that question. And so first I have to share with you guys that I learn English. My mother language is French and Creole. I'm a Caribbean girl. I grew up in Haiti. I'm Haitian. If you don't know where Haiti is, it's an island. It's the one that shares the same land as the Dominican Republic. So that is where I come from. So I speak French. And I like to bring that up because of many reasons of us on social media thinking, I have an accent. I don't know how, I'm scared to go live. We need to talk about that. And so for me, that's my story. I speak French, and yet I have been showing up online, helping other women do the same thing, to show up online confidently and tell their story. And so my story is I grew up part of my life in Africa, and I grew up the second ladder of my life in Haiti before I came to the United States to pursue my higher education. Went to college, got my master's degree, took the bus in the winter to get to school and worked a day job. And I did it. I was hustling it because I wanted to get to corporate America, and I did, and do well, and I did. And then I hit a plateau. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? I hit the light bulb moment. And mind you, it was a great company. It was a great job. I was traveling to Asia for it. I was going to Paris, for it. And even my mother was like, well, are you nuts? What's wrong with you? Anybody would want this job. I'm like, Mom, I'm replaceable. It is time for me to figure out what I am here for on this earth. And so I went on this quest, Ed, of figuring out me. And I was using the internet, obviously. I was online, but I never really looked at it as a resource for information, right? There's a lot of information, right? And I always say this, if there's a famous show one day on one of the biggest, TV network, I want to be on it if it's called YouTube and Google Made You Famous, because I know I'll have so much to talk about it. So my story is, Ed, I just literally went online instead of the library to do research. I researched, and I was just responding to that firing desire of mine of wanting to find myself. Mind you, my first business, I was 13 years old in Haiti selling homemade Rice Krispies treats with my friend. And so I had the entrepreneurial DNA, right? And for whatever reason, it's sparked again. And so I went on and searched, and it's my husband that said to me, do you know about Instagram? I'm like, what's that? I have no idea. Till this day, I tell her, like, it's your fault. And so I went on this journey of wanting to create something, and, to make the story quick and short for you guys is I fell in love with social media because of its ability to truly connect you with the world. And that's what happened for me. And so once I said yes, and I showed up consistently, the pivotal moment for me happened in 2018, three years into doing this online showing up thing. And I wasn't a coach back then. I was selling my handmade jewelry line. I was in e-commerce, right? So it's by showing up like this. And in 2018, Facebook emailed me. And I'm like, oh my God, am I in trouble? What did I do? And I'm like, why are they emailing this girl from New Jersey? What did I do, right? You know how Facebook watches everything. And I was like, okay, let me read this. So it was an invitation, an exclusive invitation for me to apply to become one of the speakers at their Facebook Boost Your Business event that they were having in my local town. And I was like, oh my goodness. And the story is here again, Ed, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, is that we're never going to be ready. I wasn't ready to be in front of 200 people, right? And talk about Facebook. But I did it. I applied, and I didn't think much of it. And come to find out, a couple of weeks later, got on a call with Facebook for an interview. And then next thing you know, I got my congratulation email saying, you are one of the 4 speakers. And that did it for me. I was like, you know what? This internet thing is crazy. Anybody can make something amazing out of showing up online the right way. And I was like, I'm going to dive in. I got to figure this out and share it with as many people as I possibly can. And so today, that is what I do. Today, I consult businesses. I coach female coaches. I also create content with my media boutique to help and support entrepreneurs, purpose-driven people that want to have content that converts organically on social media and have a great marketing for their brands. That's what I do. This is the world on my screen. I can literally connect with anyone around the world, right? It's not like us going out, networking physically where we're limited with our community. Yeah, we can get on WhatsApp and connect with this person, but the internet and social media particularly, is giving us so much opportunity. And so I've met so many wonderful friends. I call them my internet friends. In fact, I posted a post in my Facebook group. I have a Facebook group of right now we're at 2.6K members. We're 85% engaged. It's such a great, amazing group of women. And I posted in there and I said, ladies, do you feel sometimes that you have more internet friends than real friends in real life? And they all were like, oh my God, oh girl, don't even talk about that. I was like, yeah, that's how I feel. And so that's what the internet has done for me and myself, my business. And so everybody's excited to show up and I'm excited about that.
And you mentioned some fear at the beginning because it's a completely new skills we have to build in order to show up online. So what will be your advice for the women in our group and for all people who are watching this video? How to overcome that fear and then how to be really authentic?
Oh, yes. Such good questions because I've been there. I was scared, as you mentioned, during when I got that email from Facebook saying you're going to be on stage in front of 200 people. I was like freaking out. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? The last people I spoke to were my 9-year-old and my 15-year-old. And I was also freaking out having to show up online and looking at my Facebook. Honestly, Ed, I had to look at my Facebook with a different mindset because I'm like, oh, I can actually use Facebook to do business because all along I'm thinking, it's where I share the pictures of the birthday, the first day of school. And it's when I did that mindset shift that, wait a minute, I can use this as a professional. I had to make the decision to show up. And so we'll talk about that authenticity and vulnerability, but going to your question in regards to your fear. So what I did, okay, when I was scared of every time I had to do something that was uncomfortable, I always ask myself this question, and that's the question I want you to ask yourself every time you feel that butterfly in your stomach, and say to yourself, what's the worst that could happen? And the answer is nothing. What's the worst that could happen? Nothing. And second to that is, right? And second to that is this whole authenticity. What are they going to think about me when I go live? What if I show up and, they say this about my post or they say this about my picture? And then what does that do to you? It sends you in this rabbit hole of taking 50 pictures to only end up posting one of the 50 because you're so picky with everything that you do and you're going crazy and you're not loving this, right? So what do I say to that? I say, well, you know what? At the end of the day, we're not for everybody. You have to understand this. The internet is filled with people, but guess what? There's only one of you, right? There's only you and there's only me. I'm sitting here talking to you. I know that there's tons of other social media coaches and creators just like me. And I'm totally cool with that because there's McDonald's and Burger King and Chick-fil-A as well. Right? Of course, yeah, and there's different. So it comes back to the brand.
And you are helping your clients to build their brand, obviously. So the key question here is how to build trust online, because we don't have the physical presence and people can just very quickly go away from you because we are bombarded with like 9,000 messages daily online, hidden or visible messages, advertisements, and also. So how to build that trust immediately with your target audience?
You said that was one of the things I was like, oh my God, I have to be writing content all day, every day.
No, hell no. Oh my God. No, we are not doing that. And to be honest with you, okay, we're going to talk about content repurposing within the next 4 days because that's key. You got to master how to do that. And no, you don't have to create a new piece of content every day. So good. And so, because you know what it is, those are all questions that I know that I stumbled across as I was building and continue to build. And they are questions that I get often from, new clients and people that want to work with me. And so I'd say master relationship marketing. Okay. And this is one of my core coaching. And when you consult with me as well, that I'm going to really dive in with you to understand. So I realized that online, I'm the type of person, Ed, I don't do something to someone that I would not like them to do to me. Okay. And so when I felt, I felt content fatigue from some of the, platforms or profiles that I was following, meaning posting. And I was just like, oh my God, can I just breathe for a minute? Can I get to, and then I'm consuming, and I suggest you to do that as well. Consume other high brands online, consume Apple's, content, consume Target, consume those brands to understand what it means to build trust and positioning, right? So that's what I did. And I was like, you know what? This is too much. I need to hone it. And then the messaging, people messaging, here's the link. I'm like, oh my God, can we talk? And so, so I'd say, to build the trust, I know for me, I've opened up my wallet to pull my credit card to invest in my coaches because I built that trust with them. And they did a great job building that relationship marketing with me. What is it? They were people with me. They were human beings with me. How are you doing? What's going on? I remember working my 9 to 5, investing in my first business coach at the time. It's difficult. I'm a mother. I have a 9 to 5, a very demanding job, 40 hours a week. Yet I'm showing up for myself and I want to invest in this coach. She was human with me. It was no, here's the funnel. Not that I'm knocking anybody's hustle here. The funnels work, but to build the trust. And that's why, Ed, I love having communities. And this is why I use Facebook right now, Facebook group, to build communities and help my clients do that. But I highly, highly suggest to you who has a community right now on Facebook and you're pulling your hair out because you feel like nobody's talking, to pay attention and rework and focus. And I can help you with that if that's what you need, but focus. Build your community. And for those of you who have a community right now and it's thriving, keep at it. Keep at it, because community building is what is going to give you, in my opinion, in my experience, and in what I help my clients do, funnel in your tribe, your audience that is going to trust you. They're going to love you and trust you, and they're going to wait for you to offer them something to buy, because you are their brands, right? And so be yourself, be compassionate, especially nowadays. People are challenged, even high ticket coaches, they felt the bump of the situation that we're in. Nobody escaped this, right? And so we're humans at the end of the day. And so remember that your members in your community are not a number. They're not a dollar sign. They're people that want to do something with their lives, and they chose you and your community to do it with and get support. So build communities.
How to keep that structure, business structure, with all of this you just mentioned? Because it sounds like you have to be very flexible, very authentic, very vulnerable, very creative. But at the end of the day, you also have to make some money to support even more people. And I think that's also one of the major problems for many women, like they're putting a lot of passion and work, but then at the end of the day, when they see the financial results, they, what should I do now? So how in that case, what would be your advice?
Yeah, I had to pivot many times. As I've been building my business, I had to pivot from being an e-commerce owner to a VA. I was a social media manager for a while before I became a coach. And so I had those moments where I was like, okay, which is worth, and also you have to look at your lifestyle. So when I was a VA, creating content for 18 clients at one time and going to my day job. I'm in India. I'm in Vietnam and in the hotel after working hours doing stuff on Canva, right? I used to go cray cray, and I get it. And so for you, I would say, for me, first of all, what I ended up realizing is that it's not about the quantity. It's about the quality. Okay. It's about the quality at the end of it in anything that we do for our business. Same thing with your Facebook group. You see, I mentioned I have 2.6K members in my group. A year ago, I had 22 members. If I had accepted every single request that had come in, because Facebook's algorithm kicked in, I'd probably be at 10,000 members, but I didn't, because I scanned through every single person, because I don't want to waste nobody's time and I don't want to waste my time. You don't want to inflict the numbers. You don't want to put weight into something that is not true. And so I'll give you an example of what that looks like. I kicked off a membership, an online membership this summer, a couple of months ago. I was excited about it. Don't laugh at me. I kicked off this membership for $13 a month. And I was excited about it because I'm like, oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be a place. And it was great. I had 32 members join, but I quickly realized that I'm like, wait a minute, this just doesn't make sense. First of all, yeah, I'm impacting 32. And then when I surveyed the 32, all of them pretty much came back to me and said, I'm still on video 1. You already have video 12 up. I'm like, they're not even getting the transformation. It's not making sense. So what I'm challenging you to do is look at your offering, okay? Look at your offering. Ask yourself the question. First of all, am I giving the transformation that I truly can commit to giving someone? And the power of one is what I would say to you is, have that one offer. If you're just starting out, especially, like, one offer, make it great, make it awesome, and stick to that. 50,000 offers, $13 a month, cray me, who did that? It's just not going to be efficient. It's not going to be productive, and your bank account is going to laugh at you. And I was like, what are you doing?
So, Martine, what is the best way to contact you and to enroll in your group, and what are qualifications you require? And just let us know, for the people who like what you do, how they can be part of your community.
Thank you for this invitation, Ed. And so you can find all the links to connect with me. I'm active on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. I invite you to Facebook friend me as well. I'd love to chat with you. Go on my website, martinecadet.com. From there, you will find my Facebook group, which is right now for female coaches and VAs. My two world, right? That's who I am. And so in there, we talk about everything, and we have amazing events happening for the members to show up and share their offers. I've gotten members saying I was able to close clients from your group. It's really fun, and I keep it fun, and I try to keep it fun as much as I can. You'll find me dancing in there live and doing all this stuff. But I show up there occasionally with support, and also to teach and coach my ladies. And you can, and when you go on my website, by the way, you will find something that says visualize and create TV. And so my TV show is up on your Roku TV and your Amazon Fire Stick TV. And so if you're interested in being on TV, I would love to talk to you. And so Visualize and Create TV is my network. It's my TV network. And I'm always looking for passion, purpose-driven entrepreneurs to come on the show and really share their what they do. And I invite you to watch it. Just download it, take a look at it. Let me know your thoughts, but you'll get the information from my website when you go to martinecadet.com.
Amazing. And my last question to you is, can you give us your opinion about the next year and how the social media will work? What will change? What will be the same? And maybe advice for the social media creators, or what will be the best things they have considered, and maybe build the skills they will need in the next year?
Yes, I would say focus number one is to build an audience, your community, like you and I agreed in regards to that. Whether if you use Instagram is gonna be going. They have the guides now, where you are able to curate past posts, so you get the opportunity to relaunch previous posts that you've had in the past, right, in the guides on Instagram. And so the app is going to continue to evolve. As far as Facebook goes, because I'm a Facebook Leaders Network member, I had the opportunity to meet with the product development team on one of the features that they were looking to launch. Now, I cannot speak too much of it. I had to sign an NDA. I don't know when it's going to launch, if it's launched already or whatnot. But all I could say is the core of the functionality of this feature that Facebook was looking at with me is going to work if you have a community, a Facebook group. And so what is 2021 social media? Community. Facebook communities. Build your Facebook group. Start one now if you don't have one. Continue to build yours if you have one, and ramp up the one that's dead right now. It's there. Mine was at 22 members, completely dead, dormant, and I worked on it, and now it's where it is. As far as up and coming and emerging apps, there's a lot going on. I don't know if any of you noticed this, but there's a lot going on online. One particular app that I would highly recommend for you to take a look at is Clubhouse. It is amazing. And if you're overwhelmed with Facebook perhaps or LinkedIn, and you're not too fond of Instagram with the selfie and all the influencer kind of posting situation, that's not you, and you don't want to go live on Facebook, Clubhouse is for you. Audio, connect, network, it's amazing. And so I'm always watching these things because I don't know if you noticed, but I'm passionate about it, right? Can't you tell?
That was amazing. Martine, thank you so much for this interview, for all tips you share with us, all insights. It's great, and I think it will be a huge value for the people who are watching this video. Thank you all folks who are watching this YouTube channel. If you like, please subscribe, share, give opportunity to people who might have benefits from, and join Martine's group, join my group, and see you in 2021. See ya.